That creamy white vase at the thrift store for $5 could be Victorian milk glass worth 100 times that. And one quick test at the light tells you which one you are holding. Here's the tell. Pick the piece up and hold a thin edge, a rim, or the lip, up to a bright light or the sun. On genuine older milk glass, you will see a halo of fiery color glowing right at the thin edge, reds, oranges, sometimes blue. Collectors call it the Ring of Fire, and it comes from the period glass formulas used before about 1930. If that fiery halo is there, you are holding the real, older glass. A flat, dead, chalky white with no glow at the edge points to a newer reproduction. So the Ring of Fire is your first and fastest tell. But let me give you the whole picture, because milk glass has a golden age and a flood of copies. Milk glass is opaque white pressed or blown glass made by adding opacifiers to the mix. It filled American homes from the 1880s through the 1970s in lacy edged plates, covered animal dishes, compotes, vases, and punch sets. That means most of what you find today is mid-century, not Victorian, and that is fine. But the older and rarer pieces are where the money is. The next thing to check is the weight and the detail. Genuine older milk glass is heavy and thick for its size, with crisp, sharp pattern detail and clean edges. Reproductions, especially the imported ones that flooded the market in recent decades, feel noticeably lighter, with soft, mushy pattern detail and a stark, flat white. Heft and sharp detail vote for age. Then look for a maker mark, though here is the catch. Most milk glass was never marked at all, so an unmarked piece is completely normal and not a red flag. When there is a mark, learn the big three. Fenton, often in an oval, famous for hobnail, those raised bumps all over the surface. Westmoreland, an intertwined W and G, or the word Westmoreland in a keystone on later pieces, known for lace and ring and petal edges. And Indiana Glass and Anchor Hawking, who made mid-century milk glass by the ton. A documented Fenton or Westmoreland pattern is worth real money. Now the value, because it is not what people expect. A common florist vase or a plain candy dish is a few dollars, marked or not. But a documented Westmoreland covered animal dish can bring $50 to over $100, and rare forms and patterns climb from there. The value rides on the maker, the pattern, the form, and the condition, not just on whether it glows. Here are the traps to know. First, reissues. Fenton reissued many of its own earlier patterns in later decades. Those are genuine Fenton, but a 1970s reissue is worth far less than an early piece. So date it by the glass and the mark, not just the name. Second, orphaned molds. After Westmoreland closed in 1985, its molds were sold and used by other companies, so a piece can look like Westmoreland and not be. Third, covered animal dishes. The Atterbury-style animal dishes have been reproduced heavily since the 1960s, so treat any pricey-looking animal dish with extra caution. Condition then sets the ceiling, the way it always does. Run your finger around every rim and foot to feel for chips, since milk glass chips easily. Check for cracks and heavy scratching, and look at the white itself. A soft, slightly creamy, even white with the fiery edge is what you want. Stark, dull, or grayed glass pulls value down fast. So here is the whole routine in one pass. Hold the thin edge to the light and look for the ring of fire. Feel the weight and check the pattern detail. Look for a Fenton, Westmoreland, or other mark. But do not panic if there is none. Then match the pattern and form to find the value, and check every rim for chips. That plain white glass in the cabinet and on the thrift shelf is one of the easiest categories to read once you know to hold it up to the light. Go check yours tonight.